A pleasure to meet all at last, and welcome back once again to HJN Season 5. So, for this instance of HJN, I'm more than proud to present a little thing known as Italics for number 2678. Well, to not barge on or hold back any good info in this video, I might as well just explain it right off the bat. Italics are a commonly known typeface, often used in which that letters slant off to the right. As in, the letters are originally standing up, but when the italic filter or whatnot is applied, then this causes the lettering to slant off to the right. And some might wonder, is there something that allows them to slant to the left? Not exactly. Unless you were to point your text at a mirror, of course it's going to show up as if it's slanting to the left. That's the mirror effect right down the bat. But in any case, italics are actually commonly used, typically with a form of cursive writing, which was commonly used in the olden days, in which that one of the more commonly used forms of communication outside the home was by sending a letter written down with an ink pen, typically accompanied with a metal nib and a quill feather. Yeah, that was pretty much how it was 250 years ago. But for the most part, we'll just say that italics, while they were in common usage back then, with most modern writing, which allows for non-cursive handwriting, as the more common side of things, especially outside of the signature, which of course is typically mandated in the cursive writing, italics are still in common use, mostly amongst creating Word documents. For instance, some people might use italics as a means to boot certain typographical things out there. If you remember a lot of commercials, sometimes on screen you'll see italic fonts being put together, and sometimes you might not. It really all depends on what the commercial is like and what it's based off of. What exactly is it marketing for the commercial value? But in any case though, it still goes to show that historically, while italics have had their play in many forms of writing, as well as many forms of the development of other textual activities, it's still of commonplace today, and I can more or less agree on the fact that, sure, while some might have their disagreements with it, italics doesn't just make the text appear more elegant and cool to the eye, but it also does add on a unique zing that some might not expect. In the end, I'm sure that italics will still hold on for as long as possible, because as long as Word documents, presentation boards, or any other sort of software like Microsoft Office, for instance, as long as they continue to stick around, we're more than certain that they'll be around for a long time. Much like any other typographical bits, including new fonts, new border background usages, placard designs, anything that you can apply to your favorite presentation or whatever style you desire, you can always create your own text on the computer. But with real life writing, it was a bit of a different story. And I'm sure today, with all the capabilities that one could have in a computer science to create all sorts of crazy texts, it's kind of hard to imagine drawing all that together. It might take a while longer. Or if it's custom made, one could argue, is the computer faster at creating a nice big complex text, or would writing it be more suitable? I'm sure somebody has an answer to that question though, so I probably won't dawdle on this sort of stuff. Anyways, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, follow me wherever you can find me, and stay on the Hollywood side for more.